Do you want to make your own digital products, but you are just tired of seeing the same templates and planners out there? You want to try something new, but you just don't know what that is yet? This time from September to New Year's is usually one of the best times to start selling templates, because a lot of people are looking for ways to not only reach their goals that they've set in the beginning of the year very fast, but they are also looking for ways to improve themselves, get organized, and also feel better. First time that I saw this working really well was in January when I went to Brazil, and I actually took a month of holiday to stay with my family. And of course, I was trying to make the most of my time there with my family because I live abroad, and also the weather was amazing there. I wasn't doing any work apart from answering some customer service messages, and when I got back to the hotel to check my notifications and I checked my Etsy stats, it was saying that I made over £2,000 in sales just on this new Etsy shop. The reason why I was able to make all those sales while I was on vacation was because all those months prior, I was working really hard on my shop. Quick pit stop before you build, and I'll show you how you can validate an idea in just 60 seconds using Everbee research. You can go into keyword research and you can type different keywords that are related to the product that you are considering in selling. So let's say you want to create an astrology planner. Let's just see the numbers, what the numbers are saying about this product. So here you can see the search volume for this exact keyword, the competition, and the keyword score. And one thing that is very important to look at here is the keyword score, because this gives you a ratio from the demand and the competition. So the higher this number, the better. But for example, here, astrology planner, 200 people searching for this, and there's only one competition. So you need to find a sweet spot between the search volume and the competition, and the color code helps quite a lot, because once that is green, tells you the competition is low, and once that is red, it tells the volume is a little bit low. So you need to try to find a sweet spot between a good volume and low competition to start building. So if you are ready to explore some unconventional digital product ideas that you can create and sell before the end of the year, let's dive in. If you've been trying to learn any skill right now, you know how hard it feels to sit down, focus, and learn anything, because there are so many things like pulling our attention, getting us distracted, and then you just start learning something and then you forget. That's why the first unconventional template idea here, it would be a skill development tracker. The idea for this product would be something to make it easy to develop a skill. That could include resources, a tracker. You could use strategies backed by science to help people learn skills, practice, and don't forget them. That could include a resource library, AI prompts, resources, articles, all in one place, and also a way that you can gamify this experience. So it's not just like learning and studying, it's also like a game where you feel that you are making progress every day. The next idea on this list would be a content repurposing system. And I know you might be thinking, oh my god, another content planner, and that's not your usual content planner. A big problem that is happening amongst content creators like me is when it comes to creating content, this is a process that takes a long time, especially when you feel that you have to be coming up with new content all the time. And that's what's leading a lot of creators to burnout, because think about it, every day you need to come up with a new piece of content. It will lead people to burnout. And when you have a content repurposing system that you can probably delegate to a VA, or you can just hand it to someone to deal with it when you are going on holiday, or when you are taking a break, or even when you are sick, this solves a massive issue. But this has to be a system that works, that you try it yourself, that you try for your business, and make sure it works before you try to sell. For this idea, you can create a system that people can pick one piece of content and transform into different pieces of content. For example, this YouTube video could be repurposed in my TikTok account, it could be Instagram post, it could be a YouTube community post, it could be an email. And if you can create a system that someone can actually do that and delegate that for someone, that could be extremely valuable. If you watch a lot of videos on TikTok, chances are that you came across at least one video where people share hobbies and things they are trying to avoid being in contact with social media and scrolling. Because we all know this is a huge problem, and actually I downloaded an app on my phone. It's called 1 Sec, and every time that you try to open Instagram, it pauses you to take a breath and it asks you, do you actually want to go on Instagram, or it was just in a habit? And it was quite surprising that on the first day that I used this app, I tried to go on Instagram over 50 times, and only like a couple of times of those, I actually wanted to do something there. So all the other times I was actually just going out of habit. So here you can think about what digital products could you create to solve that problem. One idea could be a digital detox planner. This could be a soft challenge with screen-free activities to do each day, or a journal where people can reflect and take notes. Or if you want to create something that is completely off screen, you can also create something in Canva where people can print it off and do like on paper. Excessive social media and doom scrolling also leads to another problem, which is nervous system dysregulation, which is basically when we feel so overwhelmed that we cannot really manage our own emotions and stress levels. That's when you can think about what digital products or templates or system that you could create to help people to regulate their nervous system. For example, that could be a nervous system regulation log where people can track what's triggering them, what's helping them calm down. Maybe you can bundle some meditation, some breath work activities, and have all of those things in one place where people can go to when they need it. If you love astrology in the mystical world like I do, you can also create an astrology planner or a human design planner. This is very specific, but it's something that I actually created for myself because I used to have a private astrologer and I had all these notes in Notion. So maybe if you are someone who's interested on this, you can create a astrology journal where you can track transit, full moon prompts, like new moon prompts and rituals, and you can take notes and keep all this information in one place. And it's quite handy because every time that you go and check like what's the moon like today and what's the energy today and how this new moon is affecting my chart, for example, is all in one place, and you can take notes, you can go back to it. And if you work with astrology yourself, you can also include your own teachings, you can include tutorials, and you can even pre-sell your private consultations in your template. A question for you, do you have any weird or unconventional ideas that could become templates? Anything that could be useful for someone? Make sure you leave them in the comments. When you think about creating digital products, helping people, making an impact, and getting paid for it, I know it all feels exciting. But starting a business can feel scary, especially if you don't have a business background. But here's the truth, if you haven't started yet, chances are that what's holding you back, it's not your skills, it's not that you don't have enough time for it, or even because you don't have a good eye for design, but it's actually your mindset. Maybe you are thinking, is my work good enough? Or why bother creating this when there are so many other people doing it? Totally get it that you are afraid of wasting resources, time, and money. I completely understand because I was literally you a few years ago, and I am such a perfectionist that I need to have a full plan before I start anything. And that's exactly why I made this video, to help you spark some ideas, some things that will get you going to take action, because that's the only way to overcome these mindset blocks, is by taking action towards something that is uncomfortable and creating new evidence for your brain. And also because taking action is the only way to get results. There's no shortcuts around it. If you haven't found any ideas here very helpful, you can go ahead and download my free vault that I included over 77 templates ideas that you can create in very different niches. So don't worry if you are on a health niche or if you are in the business niche, you can go and find ideas in any niche. There are countless opportunities in the online business space, but if you need help and if you don't want to do this alone, I also have a proven step-by-step inside the Passive Income Academy where you can skip the overwhelm and the guesswork and just follow the 4 phases to launch your template shop in just 30 days. Plus, you also get access access to over 7 PLR templates that you can just customize them and resell, so you don't have to start from completely scratch. If you enjoyed this video and you want to continue learning more, you can go ahead and watch this video next. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!